Whoosh. Hello! So, today we're gonna talk about Cafe Cadenza and the origin and where it came from and how and what and blah 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 blah. Where should we start? Let's start with the name. Who came up with the name? I'm genius. Oh, sorry. Humble.
Humility.
So what Cafe Cadenza is cafe, which means a place to mingle. I want it to be a space where we could just share our wisdom and talk to each other and just pretty much like it's like a huge, place where we exchange information, wisdom, knowledge, fun, whatever, so that we could build up relationship and have really great, authentic relationship in a space. And that's why I used the word cafe. And then cadenza, it's actually a musical term. It's Italian, and it is a solo piece, usually at the end of an orchestra piece, where somebody just stood up and shine. And that specific part, it's very free. It's like breakthrough from like the traditional box and tempo, and like feel it could have a totally different feel and tempo from the original piece. It's just for that solo artist to shine. And we want Cafe Cadenza to have a space where everybody just grow and shine and optimize themselves and have a chance to just be authentic and just be expressing freely. And that's where the name Cafe Cadenza come from. And how did it all start?
Well, I guess technically Cafe Cadenza started once Minnie and I started sharing our ideas, but independently, like, we had our own ideas. So I had something that at the time I was calling Upward, which was united in purpose, we all realize our dreams. And I've been like on this path to trying to figure out how do we get to sustainable, not only just economic, but in harmony with nature. Like, how do we get to the ideal society, but not in a way that's like, oh, just take over the government, typical thing. So I've looked into permaculture, earth ships, like sustainable energy, and just different ways of decision making and all that. And has always been in my mind, and I've been trying to do things, but nothing really took off. It's been this constant exploration and trying to figure things out and balance out my own life as well. And then Minnie, you have your
My wellness center, 2-4 acre woods, and it's from the Tao of Pooh. It started, and because Pooh lives in 100-acre woods, and I want to call it 2-4 because I feel like 24 is like a really complete kind of number. There's 24 season in the Chinese farming season. There's 24 hours in the day, and then 248 used to be a place where my friends and I hang out. It was an address. It was okay, let's go to 248. It kind of symbolized joy, kind of thing. When I said 24-acre woods, it sounds like 248 and then Kerr Woods, and it's just like a nice place where you could just be like authentic, like Winnie the Pooh and stuff like that. And then it goes back to going back to Pooh. Pooh means original and the roots of things. And when I first started, I want a wellness center that's an alternative wellness center that pretty much do things differently from current medical system. If you want to look back at, why am I the Empress or how am I the Empress, it explains my medical, experience with the current medical world. And even back then, when I was in hospital thinking, I'm like, there's got to be a better way of doing people's wellness. Then I went into, nutritionists, and that just kind of confirmed that there is this alternate way. And I want to build a wellness center that is serves on a purpose that optimize people's health and give them many choices and option instead of, you know, the thing that doctor always says, no, you have no choice, you have one choice, you're gonna die, you know. And it's not like that. That's not the way we do health. So I wanted a wellness center. And then when I keep going down that rabbit hole, you know, and after working 2 years at a nutritional store as a holistic nutritionist, that I find community is the solution to optimizing well-being. It's the origin, is the poo of just everything. So, and then it just happens out of really cool, you know, little path that I've met Panda. And then we became roommates. And just that role of just how we became roommates, it's so unforeseen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then like how the universe put two of us together, and then how like I slowly kind of, because you know, I was told that Panda was somebody who doesn't want to talk and too shy to talk and doesn't like to talk. And those who know Panda knows that's not the truth. So I was very careful at, you know, approaching Panda and started to talk to him. And then one day, I feel like I'm a chihuahua because one day he bought in a fluffy blankets for his bed. And that's how it all started, okay? And then I was like, oh, fluffy blanket. Can I like touch it? And he's like, yeah. Can I like lay on top of it? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, can I like have it? And he's like, no. But you could use it if you're sitting chilling here. I'm like, cool. And ever since then, we've been chilling in this room. And we call it the, I don't know if it's gonna sound horrible, but we call it the rolling on Panda's bed because that's how Panda rolls, you know. And ever since then, we've just been like chatting on all these deep topics and about our dreams and about how to solve the world's problems and stuff like that. And every time we chat, I feel like there's just these eureka moments after eureka moments that we're like, oh my god, we're high off our eureka moments. And I think our idea just kind of like, it's like a Big Bang Theory when it goes boom and then it became like Cafe Cadenza.
Yeah, basically it was just as we got to know each other, and it was during kind of the lockdown times, and so it was just rolling, just laying there on the bed and just chatting,
And we
We're
are
not
not
a
a
my
couple.
vision of the future, she shared hers, and then they just were in alignment. And then it was like, how do we collaborate on that? It was just very organic. It wasn't forced or anything. It just kind of
came up from our conversation.
yeah.
You know, and we got really good feedbacks every time, you know, we start talking about it. People just think we're really wise, and we have a lot of times. I remember one of the feedback was, oh yeah, I've talked to so many people who wants to start this community, but like nobody like have solutions like you guys, and you know, and like the ideas and everything is just wise. So we just want to share it with everybody, and it's not like it's a secret or a top secret that we're gonna hold it to ourselves. We want to share it, and if it helps your community, or if it's, you know, if you resonate with us, come join us. If it helps your community, if things that we talk about resonate with you, you know, leave your contact. We would love to chat with people. I just feel like that's how we become so wise, is because the crazy amount of people we chat with, and then we just take a little bit of everybody's wisdom, and when there's a collective wisdom, it's not from us, it doesn't, and not like nothing is origin from us. We do it, you know, we get the wisdom from reading books like Creating a Life Together, and the other one, the child
Sacred Economics.
Sacred Economics, books like this that gave us the wisdom, gave us eureka moments, and we just pretty much chat about it and just come up with all these these things that we have to do.
Yeah. Well, it's also reaffirming, and because like this is a constantly exploring process. Because when we came up with the name Cafe Cadenza, we didn't have the three principles. We didn't
Have the
talk about the
vision.
vision of the bank or anything like that. It was just we knew the environment we were trying to create. It was just like, how do we get there and how do we navigate in this current economy and how do we get to where we need to go? And so that process has been like evolving the more that we talk with each other and talk with people. And then we start coming across other people who are kind of reaffirming. So like Sacred Economics, like I haven't even read it yet. I've listened to part of the audiobook. Minnie's almost through it. But like so far, just a lot of what he's touching on are things we already ourselves were coming to those conclusions in terms of how we wanted to use money in order to serve the community.
And that
So
just affirmed that like we're not just BSing and like coming up with like weird crazy ideas. We're
yeah,
actually pretty practical with our ideas without us knowing or without me being confident about it. You know what I mean?
yeah, and then obviously they add like way more depth to it,
Yeah.
and ideas that we hadn't thought of. But so it's nice to like see that they're on the same page, and that's kind of what we're looking for, is people who are on that same page and willing to learn and grow with us. So um I guess since we've been like asking people for comments and stuff, I was kind of thinking, what does your ideal community look like? You know what I mean? Like what is that space for you? Because part of what we're trying to do is like encourage everyone to live their best life and fulfill their dreams. So if there's a way that we can collaborate, or if you really like what we have at Cafe Cadenza, like we can work that out. But first we got to kind of know like where your dreams and visions are. So share that in the comments,
And we'll see
and
you next
we'll see
time.
you next time. Bye.